Time to go racing one more time. The Unlimited Heats 2B, and here are the headlines. J.W. Myers is now in the U37. How will he do in place of Jean Thierret? Kip Brown's uncle was a pretty good driver in his day, and this young man, Kip, is getting better every race. We'll find out how he does in 2B. Finally, Greg Hopp is doing double duty. The Unlimited Lights, the Unlimiteds. He's a busy man, and we've got Heat 2B coming your way right now.
Heat 2B of the Chevy Cup at Seafair is brought to you by the Point Casino. Fun 7 days a week, and is presented for Seafair by Tide. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide.
Here are your votes in Heat 2B. The U22 Airbag Services is out. Mike Webster will not be racing that boat in this heat. So you have the Mirage boats, Albert Lee, the U.S. Northwest Express with Kip Brown, and Haas Mortgage with J.W. Myers. As we take a look, those boats also out on the course. Your Comcast conditions, temperature 72 degrees, but it is going to warm up, and so will the winds. They will pick up in just a bit. Meantime, we again welcome KJR radio listeners and KIROTV.com and take you to the guys driving the boats coming up here in Heat 2B. First off, we have the Greg Hopp boat, the U100 Leland Unlimited. Heat 1A at 5th place. He doesn't have a very fast boat, Chip.
Desperation. He has lane one. He has to win here, I believe, to have any chance for the final.
The Albert Lee boat, Michael. Brian Perkins is a fine young driver. Does he have enough speed under him?
This is a heavier boat than most, and Brian Perkins drives it as well as it can be driven. The boat has a lot of horsepower, good gearbox, good everything, except it's carrying a little extra weight.
We know that Kip Brown has been taught well by his uncle Nate Brown in the U17, Chip. Can he also teach that boat to go fast?
This guy's shown more improvement. If we were given a Most Improved Driver award, hands down, Kip.
Guard, what are their feelings down in the pits right now?
Oh, they're all excited. They kind of want to stay under the radar. They struggled in Madison, struggled in Detroit, but last week in Tri-Cities, they had a qualifying lap at 160 miles an hour and a top speed of 193. They are ready to go racing this afternoon.
All right, Guard. Finally, the U17, the Haas Mortgage boat. Thierret is out. Myers is in. Mike, what's that mean?
Well, that switch means that Myers has got to get used to driving a race boat. He thought he was just going to be crewing today, but now he is out there. But this is a capable driver, one of your real Unlimited Hydroplane drivers, and if he can put it together, he's going to try to get a win here, but he's got to do it from the outside. This is a good outside running boat, though.
And Jenny, you talked to JW and his entire family. They're pretty excited.
Oh, they're excited. He's excited too, guys. As he was getting into the boat, he did his pre-boat ritual, giving a fist pump to every single crew member on the team. Got in. He's got his game face on.
All right, Jenny.
You know, the other thing that he's got to deal with, I'm talking about J.W. Myers, is he had no practice laps here. I think it was all Jean Thierret all week, so he's going out here seeing this race course really for the first time today. That's a disadvantage. He was also away from racing. Before John got hurt, he was running his roofing business, so he kind of got pulled out, and he told me that he was not really mentally prepared, but I think this week he is.
I'm just curious, Chip, do you think we'll see Jean Thierret in a boat again?
That's a really good question. I think Jean Thierret and his family have some soul searching to do. I think they have to sit down. This is what I do. I'd sit down every year and say, is it worth it? Am I getting the joy and the satisfaction for the risk?
I mean, for all intents and purposes, this man was dead.
He was dead, and he's a very Christian man. He's very, very spiritual, and he told me that when he took that second gulp of water, he knew that was the end of his life. So he said he has a new appreciation for life, and when you've had a near-death experience in one of these boats, as I've had, you do. Every morning you wake up, you know that it's a gift.
Well, we're happy to have you up here as our gift to the broadcast gods. Meantime, speaking of which, the broadcast gods, we have one out at the start-finish line. That's Pat O'Day, and he's talking about the fastest qualifier.
And Jack in the box congratulates Fred Leland, Jim Harvey, who's crewing the boat, and Greg Hopp driving it. They got their wish, the inside lane. They qualified at 145.893 miles an hour, and Jack in the box, where you can get your wish of anything, anytime, on the menu every day. Mike Fitzsimmons.
Thank you very much, Patrick. And, you know, I think this Leland team might surprise you just the way the Cooper team surprised us in the last heat. This is a boat that does have a little more speed than I think they've shown thus far. Jim Harvey's been twisting wrenches down there. He's no slouch, and the guys that are working on this are no slouch, and the guy at the wheel is no slouch, and he's in lane number 1. So let's see what happens now as Greg Hopp comes down. We got JW just a little bit early. I think he might possibly go across the line too early. Yes, Yes, he did. And that just takes him out of it. But Kip Brown got a good start in the 17 boat as they come down into that first corner. And on the inside, being a little bit conservative, it's Greg Hopp as they go through turn number 1, Chip.
I love J.W. Myers. I have to say he's a good friend, but he's really struggled. And I think it's because he hasn't prepared, for this season. Jumping the gun there was the last thing he needed to do.
And they're going to let Kip Brown know that happened by radio, so he isn't going to try to put a whole lot of pressure on J.W., and J.W. will yield the position as he has already done. But now this means that Kip Brown has to worry about Mr. Greg Hopp, but no longer. Greg gets just swallowed a ton of water up in that corner, and he is just about down off plane at this point. Across the start-finish line, your leader, even though physically isn't going to be the leader in terms of poking his nose across.
Everything's changed, Mike. Everything's changed. It's a clean start. You're watching a race for first place for these two young guys.
Well, now that comes as a surprise because I saw a digit or two on my clock here before they came across the line. But if that's the official word, then we've got ourselves a boat race, and that's the word that each of the drivers are going to be told. And JW is heading down the back chute. Now, what was that first lap, Pat?
Well, that was 139 miles an hour. Greg Hopp has restarted after being dead in the water in the north turn.
All right, we are in the second lap now, and as we come around for the second time here, J.W. Myers in the 37 boat has the lead. I apologize. I thought he jumped the gun. I saw a digit or two on our unofficial clock, and I figured he was early. He backed off trying to make sure that didn't happen, but Kip certainly made a great start as well. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear as though Kip Brown has the ability to even chase him down right now as we've started to string out just a little bit. What was the speed on that one?
140.447.
JW's getting some speed out of that boat, Chip.
JW, this team needs a shot of good news. This team has been through the worst experience you can have in racing. JW winning this heat, not assuring him a place in the final, but giving him a good shot is going to be a real shot of adrenaline for this group.
And the disappointment, if you will, seems to be the Albert Lee. They have not run real well at all here. They're trailing a distant third place overall, and in fourth place, way back a half a course length, and coming down just to end lap number 2 right now is the Leland Unlimited boat with Greg Hopp driving. He swallowed a lot of water. All right, checkered flag is going to come up for the winner of this heat, the U37 Haas Mortgage, with J.W. Myers, who wins another heat on Lake Washington after a long dry spell behind the wheel. Second place, Kip Brown, driving the Northwest Express red dot boat, and he comes across the line. And way back there, coming down now, almost a half a course length behind, it is the Albert Lee, and that is Brian Perkins.
Mike, if I could talk about this Albert Lee team that you're looking at here for just a second. They're not really looking to do anything here. They know that the boat they have is over 700 pounds overweight. That's like driving around with a cow on the rear wing. What they're doing is they're building a team. They have a new boat they're going to build, they're going to introduce next year. So what they're working on is gearboxes, engines, their communications, getting the right staff. You watch this Albert Lee team next year and you're going to see a real change, I think.
That was a big disappointment for Greg Hopp. I think he caught a rooster tail, didn't he?
He got a little tight into a wake there and then swallowed some water. But he did finish. He restarted. He did finish. He picked up some points. That's what it's all about. You've got to finish in order to get there to the final. You've got to get points.
He hosed himself down and restarted and finished fourth for this event.
Last week when it was so hot, I was hosing myself down almost hourly. And Greg Hopp just hosed himself down there.
How difficult is that, by the way, to jump from boat to boat, to go from an unlimited light to an unlimited on a day like this? That's a lot of work.
It's so hard. I never did it. Once I got into the unlimiteds, I just made a deal I wasn't going back because I wanted to specialize, and you get a feel for the 6,000 pounds and the way it feels. When you go back to these little light boats, you kind of have a over sense of confidence. You don't really respect them like you should. So I thought for my own health, I better stick to the unlimiteds. But I admire Greg. He's gone back and forth very, very well.
So the Haas Mortgage boat unofficially again coming out on top with J.W. Myers at the controls. And again, I agreed with you, Mike. It looked like it was going to be very, very close to being not a clean start, but as we hear, it is.
We have an unofficial clock here, so I'll call them the way the clock looks like. I don't wonder if we could see that start again.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Just to see what happened, because I still had a 1 point something seconds on the clock when I saw the yellow light go across.
The green flag dropped well after JW went across that line, so I assumed
flaggers are a little slower than digital clocks, of course, but